restream. Sure. To do that. Go in here. All right. How about this? Will this work? Let's try that. That off. Kick it over. Aha! There we go. All right. Like we're alive there. What about kick? Oh, need to do some fixing with kick. I probably need a new. What do you call it? ID. Okay, here we go. Stream URL and key. Just reset this. Oh. Are you serious? Another code. Nope, that's not code. Stream URL. Clicking. Let's copy this. Will that work? Do that. Or please try again. I have to put in a channel. Hello, Rocket. Welcome aboard. Oh, Kick is offline. Why is Kick offline? I've been trying to figure out how to live stream because I don't know how to live stream anymore. Oh my god, Kick is not being very friendly to me. Let me go into settings. Maybe I can figure that out from there. Nope. Maybe I won't do it. I won't do a Kick live stream. Let's kick that out. I'll figure it out later. I think I have to put in a new Steam key, or I mean streaming key for that. So anyways, I'm on Twitch and I am on YouTube, I think. Refresh all of these and make sure everything is fine. How are you doing, by the way, Rocket? Frustrated trying to figure out. I have to reteach myself how to live stream. But other than that, I'm okay. Are my streams working fine, by the way? Both of those? Because you're on both. I know that you've checked out so far both. So hopefully it's working fine. I gotta turn the music down. For myself, anyways. That at 8. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, seems good. You checked both? Okay. And I'm all good. I can't bring up Kick. I'm leaving Kick off. I'm just gonna do YouTube and Twitch today, I think. Kick, I need to put in a new stream ID and URL, I think. Because I haven't live streamed, and I think it's been about 3 months now, or 2 months. So some of everything is out of date. But I know how to get on YouTube. So there's hope for me yet. If I went for an entire year without live streaming, but by golly, everything would have changed so much that I wouldn't even know how to live stream anymore. I'd have to take a live streaming class or something, or reteach myself how to live stream. But for the most part, everything seems to be fine. I use something called Restream to send my live stream to Kick and to Twitch, and I went into that, and that looked a little different. But I was able to somehow figure it out. Actually, it's a little bit better now in Restream, because every time I did a Kick and Twitch live stream, I'd have to regenerate everything from scratch. But now it keeps a history of all of my live streams, which I think is a bit better. Helps me get up and running on those platforms. YouTube is still the same for the most part, which is good. Enjoying life, and school holidays are ending soon. Yes, I guess school is going to be going back into session for you. We are in North America. Probably next month, people are going to start going into summer holidays, I think. I'm going to go to sleep here. It's kind of dark. But hopefully you had a good summer. Oh my, it's winter time. Okay. Go. And we're still selling stuff on FS22. Wonder if I know how to still play Farming Simulator. Met some new friends on other streams. It's been a while. Yeah, it has been a while. Well, I'm glad that you met some new friends. There's always new people that are always live streaming, and new people getting into doing stuff, and also getting into playing the game too. Now it's the cold that'll kill me. Oh. Does it get really cold where you're at? I didn't know if it gets really cold. Forget what I'm doing here. We get kind of cold where I live. But we're just going into summer. I'll get that out of there. I forget how to play. Ah, here we go. And how do you open it? Oh. Just starting to snow. Hello, Johnny H. I know, right? Been a long time. Welcome to the stream. Not enough to snow, but the Blue Mountain and Snow Mountain get some snowfall. Okay, but not too bad then. My arm is feeling much better, by the way. Actually, it's completely healed. So that's why I wasn't live streaming. I think Rocket knew what was going on with me. But I left one message, but I'm not sure how many people knew. what was going on. But anyways, my arm, I had stretched the muscles and tendons and all sorts of stuff in my arm. So it made it very, very painful for me to hold a mouse or type on a keyboard or lift things. So that's why I wasn't live streaming. Oh, I opened this thing. Oh. Alright. That does that. I forget how to open up the trailer door on this. Used to be a button. Oh. Big break. Never was here. Yeah, I just stopped it from moving. And there's a way to open this and I forget. Hit in. Oh. As the rear door is supposed to open up. Try T. Ah, Y. There we go. Got it. And I got the moving floor going. All right, that solves that problem. Should spit it out. There we go. Yes, thank you very much, Johnny. Yeah. It had me concerned, I will say. That's why I decided to take the extra time to heal and get back into shape. You're designing a model plane. So is that like a model plane you're going to make in real life? Like out of materials? I think I'm going to maybe empty this truck over here. Sell it. Sell that off. There we go. That's better. Oh. This guy's got peaches in him. Okay. Is it going to be made out of styrofoam? Styrofoam is usually pretty cool to use. Because it's very light. See if we can sell the peaches here. I'm gonna go sell this. Not adding an elastic launcher catapult. Oh. Yeah, those are pretty cool and fun to have. You could make one that's like a crossbow if you wanted to, and hold it up in the air to fire it off. Sell this. I think I'm gonna keep the tractor just in case. Oh yeah, Botrix has joined. Better late than never, I suppose. That's one thing that I forgot to do. The heck is that? Readjust all. I forgot to do all of my, what do you call them? My bots. That looks like hay, so I'll probably just leave that alone. I wonder if I can hook up onto this. Nope. I'm going to sell the conveyor belt next. Oh. Wright Brothers Model B, is that the type of plane where you've got like two wings, like a wing above and below? Like stacked wings? I'm not using very technical terms. But I know that they have like planes where there's a lower wing and an upper wing. They're like stacked on top of each other and there's like a space in between. Oh, very early plane. Okay, biplane. Yep, that sounds... I think that's what I was thinking of. I think that will be really cool to see. You'll need to take some pictures and post them so everybody can see. Okay, we got more equipment in here to sell, guys. Look at that. Get this out of here. Plane is it's gonna have one wing, not two. I'm aiming on a simple plane. Oh. Oh my god, I'm drifting. Oh boy. Yeah, starting with simple planes is always a good thing. Oh boy, I'm drifting again. Yeah, I'm gonna just sort of drive in here. I need a bigger tractor. Okay, there we go. Monoplanes? Oh, okay. I did not know they were named something different. I always thought they would be just called planes. But it's good to know that they have a different, like, description or classification so that you can distinguish the two. Okay, I'm gonna go in here. I don't know why I bought two seaters. Actually, I'm gonna grab this thing. That. Oh. I guess that's a bit of a crash. That crash counter is too far away. Hit that button. There we go. Gretchen. Oh, that's another crash there too, I guess. Oh. Now you'll have to do a jet too at some point. Jets are kind of neat. Actually, I think jets would be a lot more difficult to make a model of, wouldn't they? Especially if you want them to fly. Where something like a biplane is probably a little bit more reliable at flying from a model perspective. Okay, let's sell that. Sell this. Right. You can't put a jet. Oh, you can't? Oh. All right. Well, then it's just planes then. You could probably do a Cessna or a glider. Power, more of a glider. Oh, okay. You could try Cessna. That's a monoplane, I think. I'm gonna back up and grab this first. Grab this. Now with a Cessna, I think it's got a different design too, because I think with the Cessna, it's like more attached to the roof and not so much on the side of the cabin of the aircraft. Wonder if there's a separate classification for that. Okay, there we go. So, whoops. I'm not close enough. Let's try that. No. So this. Monoplane. Yep. Okay, what else do I have to get over here? You know what? I'm just going to super strength this one because I already sold the equipment for this. And I'm going to actually put it on here. There we go. Low wing and high wing. Other benefits and disadvantages. So a Cessna would be probably a high wing then. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna actually pick up these items too. Take this away. It's sad. I've had these pieces of equipment for so long, and I don't think I ever used them. Okay, I'll put that there. And I'll pick up this guy. I don't think I can sell this. I know some stuff. Not everything though, but some stuff. Oh boy. Oh. Yeah. See what we can sell. Oh. Wonder if it'll let me sell this. I doubt it will. And we're going to sell that. Just for this and sell that. There we go. Sheesh. For some reason I can't tab to my next vehicle. But why that is. High wing aircraft can maneuver as well as low wing. Low wing aircraft tend to be more aerodynamic and maneuverable. So that's why you see probably them doing more fancy tricks, probably. The low wing ones. I've got so much stuff over here too. Let's just jump in here. I think I got a few more things to empty out of the... Or maybe I got them cleared out. I think, actually... I gotta pick up these. Let's see if I can figure out how to do that. Yay, I can do it. I think this farm is pretty much sold off. Now I just need to make my way to the lumber mill, I think. Once I get most of this stuff sold. Just food for thought. Right. Oh, did it sell? Where did they go? Oh, here they are. That. Turn this around. They hook up my B train here. There we go. Just gonna park this here. Now we're gonna sell off the rest of this stuff. I got a lot of it to sell over here. I got what do I got over here? Snow blower, mowing kit. Up to 30 million so far. Let's sell this. crikey. Okay. And I got some mowing kit to sell. Then I'll have to clean out my forestry area, I think, to get most of this sold. Sheesh. And then I think that then I've got like Western Australia to sell off too. Or wait, Aussie No Man's. I still got stuff to sell on that map too, I think. Got all sorts of stuff to sell. Whoa. Yep. To go with. I think next is going to be. I wonder if I can bring the plow. Not sure. Grab the snowblower. I never really got to use the snowblower in FS22. Off we go. Let's go, cool. Oh. There we go. I find it kind of odd because I've had the snowblower for so long, and I think I only used it like once or twice on this map. It's too bad. There we go. let's sell this. We'll sell that. I'm at 31 million. Oh, not too bad. Let me grab that. Just check something.
People were building a beautiful, unstable home.
I'm going to adjust my game noise, I think. It's so loud. My ears. That's better. Oh yeah, one other thing I was going to mention for YouTube, auto dubbing I think is supposed to be working. I have it turned on my channel, but I haven't really played with it, so I'm not exactly sure if it's going to work or not. It's supposed to translate what you say into a different language when people watch it on playback. I think I got it set up to work, but I don't know if it's working or not. I didn't really put a lot of work into figuring that out yet, but I noticed that it was made available as I was reviewing my channel settings for YouTube. But what it's supposed to do is, like, if I start talking English and someone is watching my channel and they don't know English but they know Spanish, it will have a voice actor say what I'm saying in that language, on Spanish, basically. Get everything sold. So at least that's what dubbing is supposed to be. Whether it's fully functional or not on YouTube, I don't know. But the setting is now there. So yeah, I think that's all sold. But I don't think it works on live streams. So once the live stream is published, a person can go and watch it later, I think, and then it'll be published in another language or something like that. If that makes any sense. Okay, let's sell that. But I think I played with it a bit to try to figure out if it would actually work, but there's a few things that they've changed where I think they're locked into one language. So I'm probably going to have to do some research down the road or whatever for that, I guess. Okay, let's sell this. I go and grab another trailer, which is way over here, guys. Yep, for sure, Johnny. Thanks for jumping in. And also thank you for the best wishes. We'll catch you in the next one, man. I think I'm gonna sell this now, I guess. Or can I hook this up to the front? What? No, that goes onto a front end loader, I think. And I have those boxes too. I don't know with those. All that. Hopefully I don't need one of these again. I don't think so. And I think this might be the last tractor I need. Tractor haul anyways. Let's just see if there's any more attachment items that I can pick up. I think I've got everything. So what I'm going to do is I will probably send this with I wonder if I can hook up that dump truck to that trailer. Find out. Go ahead and see if we can. I think this has a trailer hitch on the back. Yay, it worked. I think I'll put the tractor onto the back of this. And then I'll try to add a few more items onto the back of this trailer, I guess. I've got these little containers here. I don't know what's in them though. I wonder if I can sell those. I probably can. Put this like that there. I'm gonna have to strap this stuff down though. Did I get it strapped? Oh, I went into the wrong thing. This one. There, strap. And then I can probably take where is it? This thing? Oh boy. Kind of spiky, isn't it? I never even used this either. Well, maybe I used it a few times. Put that there. And then I have another bucket over here that I have to sell. And actually 2 of them maybe? Going to put this on. Like that. And we're going to put this on too. That. And then we're gonna strap those down. Hopefully they'll stay on, I'm not sure. And then I'm keeping this trailer and this truck, and then I'm sending them both down to the lumber mill. That way I have something that will be able to sell small stuff. Because I do have the large trailers, so if I don't want to do the large trailers, I can just do the small trailers. Not sure which would be most effective. So just see what happens, I guess. Let's drive over top of this. See what we can sell, I guess. So. Yeah, the rest of it I can keep. Oh, actually I got a few other items on here. Let's just get that off. Done. Perfect. This is a lot of stuff, Rocket, that we gotta sell. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can get this guy, I think, back to where he needs to go. I'm gonna have this guy, let me think. Let's go to the sawmill, I guess. I just head over here, I think. I think there's like a road here somewhere. Yeah, he'll do fine. He'll make his way down to the wherever he needs to go. And then what I need to do is I have to sell the front end loader and some of the trailers and stuff that's here. And I have another item over there to sell. I'm gonna put down one of these shops over by the wood mill to make it easier. So I have a plan. That way I'm not constantly coming back up to this farm to sell everything. So we saw this. Sell that. Oh boy. Oh, I've got one of these way over here. Oh my gosh. I use this a little bit, but not very much. I like the snowblower better than this one. Here we go. I'll sell this. Yeah, expensive. To jump to. Probably jump on here. And then I'm just gonna sell off these trailers. The dump truck is going to facilitate if I need like a container like this again. So that's why I sent the dump truck down there, because it holds about the same amount. Get all of this stuff sold. Drifting. Sort of park it in the middle, I guess. I got a few more trailers I have to sell. I have a water trailer. Sell that. Sell that. There. And then keep the truck. Got a water trailer, and I got one more tipper tape trailer to sell, I think. And then a fuel truck, I think. And then the big B train, I think I might sell some of that. Maybe. Not sure. Leave that there. Go get the other one. Way over here. Hopefully I'll be able to sell this property full outright, but I don't know. Hard to say, because I might have to sell some trees. The possibility. Nope. Oh, my driver has reached the sawmill, so that's good. I think I'll sell this trailer. Yeah. And the truck too. See if I can get all three of them sold. Or maybe not. We're almost up to 30, yep, 32 million now. This guy's down here. I'll figure out what I'm going to do here momentarily. No, what yet? Yeah, I think now I need to sell stuff. I think I need to hit P, don't I? Yeah. And then we gotta go into construction. Oops. I hit escape. Why did I do that? Construction. Gonna go and sell some of these. Hello, Grave Reaper. Welcome. In the midst of selling a lot of stuff. Oh, trying to finish up selling anyways. This. Okay. I think I have to sell this. If I need it again, I can always put it down again. Okay. Oop. Let's see if I can sell the property. Can I do that now? Might not be able to. I forget how to sell property. Let's just wait till this saves and then we'll try to sell it. But anyways, how are you doing, Grave? I finally made it to a live stream. Possible. Hey, this is taking a while to save. Okay, if I select... Am I allowed to sell this land? Farmland. Ah, here we go. So I can probably sell this now. Let's see if I can sell that. Cannot sell this land while you have placeables on it. Let's see if I can sell 75. Oh boy, I got a lot of stuff to sell. All right. So I probably have lights to sell. I hope I don't have to sell the entire fence line. Sell. Trees, I'm not sure if I have to sell the trees. I'm glad to hear it. Glad that you're doing well. My arm's better, way better, 100% better. I'm really happy about that. Okay, what else do I think I got some lights over here. My light. Here's the light. Okay, let's see if I can sell. No. So I'm gonna have to sell trees, I think. Not those trees. See, I think I probably have to. I don't think I can sell those trees. I have some fancy trees. Somewhere around here. I sell that. I have like hedging. Let's see if I can do that. Nope. I'm still trying to process our conversation from yesterday. What were we talking about again? Have to look at Discord real quick to see what we were talking about. Oh yeah, that's right. The safety and gun control and stuff like that. And the restrictions. Oh, yeah. It takes time to process all of that. Yeah, I still am very adamantly on gun control, but that's how I was raised. And the concealed law. Yeah, the concealed law. I think that makes things dangerous, in my opinion. So. Hopefully, maybe, especially considering that I think you said it was the Supreme Court that made the decision. And like I said, it would have been better if it was left in the hands of voters, I think. Because it's easier to change, but now it seems to be locked in, right? So it would take a lot of work to probably undo that, because you'd have to go through an appeal system in the courts in order to reverse the court decision, I think. So, whereas, you know, if it's still left in like the hands of politicians, it would be handed over to the next government to make the decision to reverse it or not, right? Or change it or modify it, whatever. But once you get like a court ruling, it kind of, like I said, it locks it in, and it's a lot more difficult to unlock, essentially. Oh, darn. I don't think I can sell my farmland. Farmland. Let's sell. Let's see if I can sell the waterway. Not sell, still placeable. Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of placeable objects. Maybe I won't sell the land. I don't think I can. I'll just continue selling basically my vehicles and my products, I think. I think that would be a better idea. And then I'll just get an estimate value of how much the land is worth and add it up that way. That'll make it easier. I'd have to delete a lot of fence lines. Alright, thanks, Rocket. Yeah, my watch time is tanked, by the way. So, since I wasn't live streaming, I think I've lost about half of my watch time. So if you guys are willing to watch or keep it watching something, that would probably help. Like, I think I'm down to... I was doing really well. I was up to about 4,000 or something like that. But I know I lost a lot. I'm not down to 0, so I'll let you guys know that. I'm not at 0. But yeah, I did lose a lot of watch time because I haven't been live streaming. So thank you, Rocket. It's the first time I ever went like that long without live streaming, and I didn't. And I guess it's a learning outcome, because like I said, for the most part, since I started live streaming, I've been really consistent. You know, maybe not 100% consistent, but you know, I'd be live streaming at least once or twice a week or something like that. And even if I missed 1 or 2 live streams in a week or something, it didn't really hurt me that bad. But going for like 3 months without live streaming, you do lose a lot of watch time. So, let you guys know. I think I lost about 1,000 hours, roughly. So. So hopefully I can get it all back. So that was roughly for my channel, so if you guys ever wanted to know. I watched the Chinese versus VR versus US and that Canadian election thing. Oh, yeah, I voted already. So I put my vote in. I voted like on the first day for early election voting. I put that in. It's very significant, very crazy. We'll have our result, our election day, like the final day you can vote, and when they start, you know, talking about who's winning and stuff like that, that's going to be on the Monday, this Monday. Yeah, the Chinese versus US is kind of crazy. I don't know. I'm rooting for China. Sorry, everybody. But I don't know. I'm not really a big Trump fan. I think well, you know, I think I'll put it this way. I agree with his principal thinking, but the way he goes about it, I disagree with. So, like, for instance, I believe in, you know, fiscal responsibility and taking care of the debt and stuff like that. Is a conservative ideology. And also controlling the border and, you know, immigration and stuff like that. But in a reasonable way. In a reasonable way, okay? not a crazy way. So that's kind of where I stand. So I probably am more of a centralist. I don't go to extremes to get what I want, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm fine for like social stuff, you know, healthcare and you know, getting the help to people what they need. But I don't support extremism, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I think the Chinese are, I don't know, the way he's taking on the Chinese is a little crazy. Like, for instance, he's stopping so every U.S. port, you have to basically, if you have a manufactured Chinese vessel, whether it's a tanker or you've got like a cargo ship that is manufactured Chinese, if you go to a U.S. port to do an import or an export or some sort of transaction of some sort, it's going to cost you like $2 to $5 million for the transaction, or maybe even more, which I think is crazy. And what that does is it basically makes it more expensive for those goods. And the Chinese make a lot of vessels. They make tanker ships, they make cargo vessels, they make whatever you can think of that you can put on the water, right? That's just what they do. So you might be a US company that's a cargo or shipping company, And just because your fleet has a Chinese manufactured vessel in your fleet, that's going to cost you more to do any business at a US port. So I think is crazy. I'm asleep, don't wake me up. Oh, okay. Sorry. So the stuff that I think he's doing, like Trump, I guess, is doing, I'll just put it this way, I think would work if he had everything all set up. Like if he had like shipbuilding at 100%, all US vessels, then it would make sense. You can, I don't know, boycott Chinese manufactured chips because you've already got the industry there, right? So I don't know. I think he's doing it all crazy, in my opinion. Okay, let's go ahead and but there's a lot of analysts that are like, what the heck are you doing? Yeah. The other part of it too is that China and Japan, they own a significant amount of US debt. So I'm like, why would you want to make them mad, right? So that's got me confused too. I don't understand the logic of why you would upset the countries that hold US debt. Because if they call in that debt, your IMF fund, it goes down the tubes, I think. So I don't know. I'm getting mad at Trump because of all this. He says, make America great again. Not get there. Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be 4 years of crazy. That's all I go to. Canada, for instance, right now we're moving away from US-based stuff. It doesn't happen overnight, but like when we got tariffed on our oil, China ended up buying all our oil, right? So what the US doesn't buy from us, the Chinese buy from us. Same with Japan and other countries. So I don't really understand his logic on how he thinks everyone will go to the US. I'm not saying that there isn't any business that won't go to the US. I'm just not really seeing the full extent of his logic on the whole matter. And then there's so the microchips, right? You've got like the microprocessors, you've got the circuit boards, right? So those industries are going into the United States. Okay, so they are actually going to put like PCSM, I think is what it is, the Taiwan company that makes the most sophisticated chips. They're going to build a factory in the United States, but any chips sold out of that actual factory is going to be 30% more. Cost you 30% more to buy the chips from the US. Okay? Now, this company is not shutting down its other manufacturers. So, like as a Canadian, I might need that chip, or other countries might need that chip. We will actually get it at a cheaper cost compared to an American, essentially. Because we'll be able to still, like Canada and other countries will be able to purchase items at, well, what they've always been at, right? So if I want to buy a Samsung phone, I'll get it from directly from, not from the United States. I'll have it shipped from, what do you call it? Where do they make Samsung phones? South Korea. Yeah, you get all of that stuff from other countries. The metal and the oil you'll probably be able to get in the United States, but you guys are gonna have to open up your mines, if that makes sense, and get the pump jack going again. Michael's from Texas, so do you guys have pump jacks in Texas that can replace like sour crude that's imported? I guess that would be the real question. You have to have sour crude, essentially. Canada provides it, Venezuela provides it, and I think a few other countries. I'm not sure about the US though. Texas made metal. So there you go. You can get metal from Texas. It's just a matter of just, you know, getting in there and turning it on, right? Get the companies in there extracting this stuff, basically. So, and he's already signed the executive orders on all of that, I think. I think he did that, saying drill, baby, drill, and dig, 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 or whatever he says. It's possible. And then it's just a matter of knowing whether or not the steel workers are getting put back to work, which I think they probably are. Hopefully. So I think logically looking at it, what he did was he threw the switch on for like all these tariffs and all of this stuff, but doesn't have the factories running. He doesn't have the infrastructure running. So in my mind, how it doesn't make sense is that it seems backward. I would think that you would have your factories going and all of that other stuff going before you just slap on a bunch of tariffs. Mind you, it will incentivize people, I guess, to a degree, but I don't know. Confusing. Oh dear. I think I just lost a few things here. Gonna see if I can get that to throw up there. Yep. Now, as for like connections between countries, that's not completely like dead in the water. So like as an example, Canada still helps Alaska with surveying for rare earth minerals. So we have like Canadian companies going into Alaska and working with Alaskans to survey for rare earth minerals in Alaska. Most people don't really read up on all of that, but that is actually happening. And then we have some Canadian companies partnering with US companies to do seabed rare earth mining, meaning you go underwater and you have to start mining for rare earth. So there's partnerships between the Canadian companies and the US company to do that sort of thing. So and I only mention that because I know a lot of people like, oh my god, everyone's going to stop working together and nothing's going to get done, or I don't know. Some partnerships still remain. So But I think tourism is going to take a hit, though. Sour crude. Let's see. Michael says yes. Texas has sour crude from the United States. Okay. I think all that you need to do is, my understanding is just get those pump jacks working, or, you know, the pipes in the ground. Do some surveying, and then you would be extracting that. But the challenge is exporting. Most of the sour crude at this time, you're probably going to be not making, like the United States as a whole probably won't be making a profit. It'll probably be for US consumers for the most part. And the reasoning behind that is because anyone that shows up to the United States to, you know, fill up their tanker ship or whatnot potentially will be charged a tariff, and then also a very high steep export fee, unless they have like a US vessel, I think. So and a lot of trade will probably be reduced in the Panama Canal as well. That's another thing that I think he did all wrong, in my opinion. I know he wants like to take control of the Panama Canal, but that's like just crazy. So he was able to make a security agreement with Panama to put troops in Panama, but as a result, due to the security, and there's some nations aren't even shipping through Panama, through the canal. Well, they're still using it, but they're a little bit more nervous, so they'll like get oil elsewhere or products elsewhere. What else? I think another mistake he made was with regards to Panama, when he went ahead and he got the Panama Canal, because he was, I think, going after Greenland as well, where while he was too focused on China, Denmark has bought the rail system in Panama, so, which is very important, because when the ports get shut down, or sorry, not the ports, when the water is too low due to drought, or if there's a problem with the actual what do you call it, the lock system in Panama, they use the rail system as a backup. So Denmark swooped in. The Maersk company, I think is what it's called, they went in and swept in and purchased up the railway while Trump was talking about, you know, getting security forces and trying to take over Panama. So I don't know, I think that was pretty underhanded, I think, of well, not really underhanded. I can understand why the Denmark went ahead and did that. Gives them a bit of a bargaining chip with regards to Greenland. Hey, look, we got your railway. What are you gonna do about it? Yeah, so I thought that was hilarious, because he was, with Panama, he was so focused on China, right? And at the same time spouting about Denmark, or and Greenland, and Denmark just swoops right in and takes the rail. Now, something else that's interesting, which is a Canadian thing, our Prime Minister is buying, well, I suspect he's buying colonial oil in the United States. It's one of your largest oil infrastructure companies. So the Brookfield's asset, Mark Carney, our Prime Minister, well, I imagine he's got investments in there. still, but it's a Canadian company. They're buying up Colonial Oil, which is a U.S. based company. I think it's Colonial Oil, yeah. So that's not really talked about either. But I thought, oh, okay, well then our prime minister is being a little sneaky too. I thought, oh, he might not be prime minister on the 28th. I don't know. I suppose he could lose the election, I suppose. But I think the odds are in his favor. But so that's purchased. The other thing too is Canada owns a rail link, Kansas Southern Rail, which I think is kind of interesting too. So I'm not exactly sure how or what will happen with all of that, but while all of these issues are happening, right, these other things are happening at the same time. It's weird. But I think mainly the only thing that really kind of hurts, I think, is the U.S. debt. If you can bring the U.S. debt down, I think that's what he's trying to do, really. It's like, what, $36 trillion? So that has to come down. And I'll just explain a few things that has happened in the last 2 years. So under the Democrats, I think the debt nearly doubled. So that's one issue. And then the other factor is that I think it was during the summer, there's basically an agreement between, or was an agreement between Saudi Arabia and the United States, which was an oil deal, which essentially means, and it was in years for, I think in power for like 50 years or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. The petrodollar is what everyone calls it. Well, that agreement is no longer valid. It expired over the summer, like last summer. So what that did was that all oil sold out of Saudi Arabia, because that's like the oil capital of the world, right? Every transaction had to be done in US dollars. But because that petrodollar agreement is no longer in place, it causes a bit of a ruffle with the US dollar. No, I don't disagree with you on that. There's a lot of oil there that is produced. However, you're no longer getting the guaranteed sale of oil with the US dollars. Like Saudi Arabia, for years under the original agreement, every transaction to sell that oil out of Saudi Arabia was all done in US dollars, which made the US dollar the primary currency. Okay? But since that agreement has failed, Saudi Arabia is selling the oil with local currencies. So like Chinese currencies, cryptocurrencies, Russian ruble, Canadian dollar. They're no longer using the US dollar anymore, because that actual agreement is now over. So there's the one thing. That's the key to trying to keep the US dollar as the primary global currency. But now that agreement is now gone. Eagle Ford Shale and state oil and gas industry plays crucial. Yep, yep. You've got all that oil. But at the same time, you no longer have the... Where is the charity streams? I'm not doing a charity stream at the moment. Not until I'm fully working again. So I'm in the middle of looking for work. So I'm not doing charity streams at this time. Let's see, let's pop this out. The other thing that you have to watch out for is the SWIFT system and IMF. So a lot of the transactions are done through SWIFT, but that is slowly getting replaced. So if you do a SWIFT transaction, it takes about, I think, 3 days, I think, to transfer money between nations and companies and stuff like that. But the Chinese now have what's called the digital yuan, and it takes them 8 seconds to transact large amounts of money. So that's another thing that's not really talked about in the news. But these are all developments of what's causing the US dollar to buckle a bit. And then there's also the selling off of, what do you call it? The bonds. Bond selling is a bit, I don't know, people are selling the long-term bonds for short-term bonds, I think. And that's a little bit devastating because what happens is when you sell the bonds, the US has to borrow money to repurchase or you know, to pay off that debt. But the problem is there are short-term investments, and so they're not locked in for 50 years. So they're like buying like short-term, what do you call it? They're selling off the long-term bonds and buying the short-term bonds at a higher interest rate from which they were originally sold at, which causes a bit of a hiccup, I think. So it's a little crazy. Okay, I need to put down. I need a sell point. Sell everything. I think I can probably put that one right here. Just actually, I'll put it right here. Let's try this over this. Yep. Perfect. So that's pretty much all that I know about all of the political stuff that I've been paying attention to over the, I don't know, since Trump took office. But I think most of it is strongly motivated based on US debt. That's what it's mainly motivated about. to visit in for the first time in what, 8 years? Oh wow. That's quite a while. Does he live in Texas? There are 2 music artists and 1 actress from New York. I think there's a lot of actresses and I think everybody goes to New York at some point. At least I know a lot of the actors that I like go to New York. They'll do plays and stuff like that. See if we can just pull in here. I'm gonna BRB for longer, but hello. I'll see you when you get back, Rocket. Yeah, I think I need to get one more thing. He lives in state prison. Oh. Is he getting out of prison? I'm gonna back this truck out of here. Park it right here. Yeah, 8 years is a long time. I'm gonna try to go straight. I don't know if that was a good idea. Let's keep on going straight. And I'm gonna try to go on this thing here. Just drop that down. Get that, get that. Da 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 da. I'm up to 32 million. Just park that there for now. See if we can get some more stuff loaded. Got most of this stuff? Sure. I probably should use the larger trailer. Just that. About this. I don't know where I can sell the surfboards at. Probably need to put the surfboard shop down. Also, I wonder if I can sell a surfboard at the everything. I think it's over here. Nope. That's too bad. Da, 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 da. And I'm gonna go ahead and pick up these green things. Oops. Wonder if I can fit more on there. Probably not. All this resin. Put the glasses back on. Let's see. There we go. All right. I should probably empty this out first. It's a lot of resin. Can we get it all on there? Oh. About 33 mil. Let's do about 11 pallets of resin. Ta-da! Actually kind of surprised that I got as much as I did so far on this stream. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Let's see, I got 2 more pallets of resin. I got long plank. Lots of long plank. Wonder if I can fit more log planks on there. I'm looking forward to Farming Simulator 25's universal auto load, because I think you can hold more stuff on your vehicles when you auto load. And I haven't played Farming Simulator 25 in a good long while. I've been so focused on finishing 22. But I'll have a good chunk of money for the map, though, once I get this all sold off. So I won't have to really start too bad, I guess, like from scratch. There we go. All of that. "91 degrees Fahrenheit. You're starting to get warm now." Oh, I should let you know, part of my routine, because my arm was so bad, you'll be proud of me, Michael. I've started doing more walk. So, I've been doing a lot of walking. So, I usually try to get a goal of 6,000 steps, which is probably nothing compared to what you usually do. But yeah, get out and I do a lot more walking. 57 days, 6 hours, and 56 minutes on FS22. Is that how many? Wow. That is a lot. I don't have days, but I can probably tell you how many hours on Steam. I have 2,536 hours on Farming Simulator 22. That's how many hours I have. That probably about an average amount of time. I know that there's other people that have a lot more hours than that. Like, I think I've heard someone say they have about 5,000 hours on FS22. But granted, they were a live streamer, I think. And I think they play the game a lot more frequently than I do. Okay, we got all of that wood sold. Yeah, I've been doing a lot more walking, so, which is a good thing. I don't really like doing a lot of walking, but oh well, it's good for your health. It's good cardio too, I suppose. My cardio is better, so what I do is my phone keeps track of how many steps I take. And then whenever I'm done my exercise routine, I get it to measure my beats per minute and a few other things. And also my stress level. It has an ability to check to see how stressed I am. And so far, in the beginning, I was like just ranked, literally, on like not doing very well with the walking, and I was getting quite stressed. But the phone is now saying that I've got less beats per minute, and I have, what they say, less stress. So that must be a good thing. This means that you have to, I would probably have to walk faster or something, maybe. So that kind of goes to show me that, you know, if you do walk, you do get cardio. You get your cardio done. All right, so. I'm up to about 34. Mind you, if I got like one of those Apple smartwatches or something like that, it probably would do a lot better at tracking my health. But I never thought of getting one of those. But that would probably do a better job because I don't carry my phone everywhere I go. It is 105.6 days. Oh, is that what my amount of time translates into? $23,000 steps. 25,000 steps for Wednesday. Wow. That's intense. Yeah, I don't do that amount of walking, but I do recall that you said you work in a factory. So you probably have to walk around a lot. And then you probably do walking for fun anyways. Right? Like you do it for like, just for the heck of it? Mistaken? Okay, I think we're going to do this. Okay, let's just pop the surfboards out. I got a plan, guys, and put the surfboards in here with the coffin. I'm gonna sell these surfboards later. I'm gonna put the surfboard shop down. The coffins I don't think I can sell. I think you have to put them into a factory or something. Put this in here. Okay. Presents. I think those have to, I'll put those into the other storage too. Got that. Ta-da. Pop that in there. Shingle. Up on out the shingle. Okay. So load those up. I grab all of this stuff here. Dump that there. Floor tiles. Yep, the coffins. I don't think I'll be selling them because I tried figuring out how to sell them, but it just didn't work. I think they're more or less a mechanic of some sort. So that's just too bad, I guess. The metal. A package of resin. More resin. See if we can fill this up. Try to empty this out. Okay, let's just dump that down. Gonna dump this out. Is the resin gonna go? There we go. All sold. Oh, I gotta show you guys something really cool. Give me a sec. I'm gonna put it as it's a YouTube video, I think. Put it into the chat. I'm not really a person that's into motorcycles, but I honestly think I would get one of these. If I could afford to buy one. Let me see if I can find it. It's like the coolest thing ever. Yeah. There we go. It's called the Corleo. It's basically it's a horse, a robotic horse. Put that in there. Hello, Super Puppy. Welcome in. But yeah, it's like a freaking awesome. I would buy one of those. All right, well, enjoy hitting the hay, and if you don't hit the hay, at least hit the straw, okay? But yeah, that's the robotic horse. It's like a motorcycle. I think it's freaking awesome. I would get one of those. Think of it, you could like use it to climb up rock faces and stuff like that. Almost. I think is kind of neat. But it's going to be super expensive though to buy. Let's see here. I have to change something, don't I? There we go. Two packages of resin. That up there. I think this is almost empty. Okay. Long plank. Pop out more long planks. More long planks. There we go. Oh. That's what that's up. Did you see my record of steps? 35,000 at 16 miles. Yes, that's a lot of steps. Wouldn't you want to have one of those, Grave? I think it's neat. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to just take a quick break. All right, I'm back, everybody. I kind of figured it kind of almost reminds me of like almost like a cat, not really a horse, but I suppose a cat could probably be a little bit more aerodynamic, I guess, or maneuverable compared to a horse. Let's see, I've got surfboards in your presence. All right. I'm going to put this guy out of the way. I don't know if I have anything else to pick up over here. Done. Put this in here. I'm gonna try to load all of that stuff on here. I'm sure. Yeah. This part like this, I guess. There. Put this up here. Yep. Oh, and there's also some interesting stuff on robotics too that I've seen. So like they're really going really quick with like robotic humans. There's a US based company that has a really awesome robot that can do heavy lifting and all sorts of things. It can even do cartwheels. I'll see if I can find that video too, because that was amazing. I thought we would be like maybe another 10 years before we have. Boston Dynamics, I think, is the company that makes it. Boston. And Elon Musk has, I think, some robots too, but I think he's keeping most of that kind of hush-hush. It's Boston Dynamics that seems to be showing off. Oh yeah, here we go. Here, I'll share this one. This is pretty awesome. That's the flipping robot, to say the least. Oh yeah. There. But yeah, that's really impressive that you can get like robots and do stuff like that. I've been watching like videos like that, like robotic videos and stuff like that, which I think is kind of interesting. Oops. Oh, that fell off. Darn. Move this truck out of the way. I think I'll just drop the trailer off. Pick up the do that there. Pick up the rest of the wood chips. Yeah, definitely save it. It's pretty interesting. I think I watched it at least 3 or 4 times. Trying to figure out if it's real or not. So yeah, we're definitely like in an age of AI and robotics. And the other thing that they're doing too is they're changing the internet. Like I was reading an article today where they've got basically an internet connection specifically for supercomputers. And I thought, okay, well that's going to be like the body system of AI right there, which I thought was kind of interesting. So all that it matters is that they'll have to build data centers, basically. Just drive forward. And I think data centers are going to be, I think the only concern I have with data centers is that they might take up a lot of space. But I'm not sure how small or large they're going to be, but so that's the only con that I can think of. The pro is that they come with their own like power source, from what I understand. So whenever like a company goes ahead and they try to like build like a data center, they have to finance its own power source. So that would be like its own, you know, solar energy or nuclear power or something like that. That's sort of the idea. Because they're going to require a lot of power to, you know, power all of that wattage. I mean, all that AI infrastructure. Yeah, I think that's snow. I wonder if I could sell the snow. I think I did, didn't I? A lot of snow. I'm really trying to clear out. Yeah, maybe I should probably pick that up. Okay, that's about 3,000. I wonder if I get any money for selling this snow. I did dump it in here, but I wasn't paying attention if my dollar amount was going up. Okay, let's see. Nope, I get no money for snow. I suppose that would be super cheaty if I did get, like, something for snow. Alright, let's just park that there. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting in the next 5 to 10 years. It's gonna be an entirely different world. A lot of robotics, a lot of AI, especially if everything goes as whatever the big plan is. In Canada, in Ontario, I think they're already doing this in the United States, or they have been doing it in the United States. There is a company that is bringing in a fleet of transport trucks that are supposed to run autonomously without a driver. So they're testing that in Ontario, apparently. I was reading. They'll have like basically an operator that just monitors and makes sure that the truck does what it's supposed to do. But they're starting to do that in Canada now, where you're going to have like autonomous truck operating, transporting goods from one warehouse to the other, basically. So I thought that was kind of neat. And then there's exoskeletons for people to wear, kind of like an exosuit. So if you're actually like in a warehouse setting, you would wear an exosuit. Very skeletal like, so it just kind of like is metal that goes equivalent to your like limbs. So it's not like Mech Warrior or anything like that. It's not like that. It's like a skeletal apparatus. I think similar to Elysium. You know how that guy from Elysium, the movie Elysium with Matt Damon, and he gets that skeletal suit attached to his body? Something like that. Allows you to pick up heavy objects and stuff. So something like that is actually entering, like, you know, the small business market now. So it's kind of crazy. Okay, I think that's all sold. We're gonna go pick up this stuff over here. Alright, we're gonna go... Pallet's not accepted here, huh? That kinda sucks. I wonder if I can dump them into another factory of some sort. I did not know I couldn't sell pallets. Something sold, I think. It's trying to. Don't really understand. Oh. That's just being a little crazy, I think. Yeah, there was a few items that I had to sort of walk over. Yeah, they're slowly selling somewhat. Or trying to, anyways. But yeah. So yeah, we're gonna enter the. I guess we're already in the digital age, so we're going into the, what do you call it? Robotic and artificial intelligence age, I think, is what we're sort of getting into. You feel a huge headache coming. Why is that? Put this right here. Is my truck too loud? There we go. Oh boy. Oh gosh. Should have seen that coming. Yeah, I think this is like one of the loudest trucks in the game. I think this is gonna sell. Yeah, see, it's sort of selling. You don't know. Are you well hydrated, Michael? Sometimes I get like headaches if I'm like dehydrated. There. Alright. No, it's something I think it's the candy I eat. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that could do it. Especially if it like affects your blood sugar, I suppose that could cause weirdness to happen. Also, if some candies, sometimes you could get like what do you call it? A migraine if things are too sweet. I used to get that with certain ice creams when I was younger. I think it's because it was a combination of the cold and the sweetness. So yeah, that can happen too. Okay, that's sold. So maybe have a glass of water. Maybe that might dilute whatever happens with that candy. Flush it like out of your system or whatever. Because sometimes that helps. Pallets are not accepted here. That is a lie. If I do this. Oop. Let me drive up next beside it. Maybe that'll help. Oop. I put it on the wrong side. I'll just do that. If you ever go on a cruise, you can feel the boat moving. Yep. Oh. You get seasickness? Let's throw that over there. Done. That. I think that does that. Oh yeah, I've got like another thing I need to empty out, I think. I'm gonna just park this over here. Let's slide a bit. Woohoo! I'm gonna go pick this up. You can't feel it moving. Yeah, I've never been on a cruise before. I've been on a boat before. Let's just fill this up with glue. I think I got all the glue out of there. If I can go dump this somewhere. $37,000, that's not too bad. Wonder if I can pick up this resin with this. Nope. There we go. Well, I'll just park that there for now. I got one more truck to get somewhere. Welcome back, Rocket. Yeah, never been on one. If I could go on one, I'd like to do a Viking riverboat cruise. Somewhere out in, which is basically out in Europe. So it's like a big giant cruise ship. Well, not a big giant cruise ship, probably mid-sized cruise ship. And you go on a riverboat journey through the lock systems throughout Europe. I think that would be kind of cool. And you see all the European cities. See if I can load these up. Up there. I think I emptied this out. Yep. I can go take this to wherever. Here's I have a boat over here. No. I am such a noob. I'm a noob, I'm a noob, I'm a noob. Supposed to strap everything down. Okay, I'm gonna strap everything down this time. This way. Just strap that. There we go. Hello, Kiwi Sim Farmer. Welcome to the live stream. Oh boy. Oh my god. Come on, get up there. Park this on here. And then I'm not going to use the bridge because I think I can get to wherever I want to go a little quicker if I use the boat. I think. I can just get into the boat though. Maybe it's, oh yeah, it's probably down here. There we go. It has been, yeah. I had an arm injury. When was it? I think back in February or March. So it made it very uncomfortable for me to use my computer. I think I did a couple of live streams, but I just wasn't really feeling it. So I would have days where my arm would feel better, but then as soon as I start like moving the mouse or typing on the keyboard, it would just bring on intense pain. Like I think my last live stream I spent like about suffered through about an hour to 2 hours, and I was like, oh my god, this isn't going to do me any good. So I decided to stop live streaming. So it was all I think more, it wasn't like bones broken or anything. It was just muscle and tendons and nerves, I think, all in my right arm. So it made it very difficult to sleep sometimes, very difficult to sit. Even in a gaming chair, it was very difficult because my whole shoulder was trying to hold my arm up and the nerve was just not having it. So I thought, well, I'm going to just stay away from my computer and just rest. Almost 300 subs since you last saw. Holy crow, dude. Congratulations. You're on your way. I think you need about 200 more subs, and then you'll get like the first monetization level. As long as you've got the watch hours. But all you need to do is just get like a few people to watch your live streams quite a bit, like on repeat or whatever, and you'll get watch hours that way, or videos too. But my watch hours I dropped. So if you take about 3 months off, your watch hours just drop. Like I've got about half of my watch hours gone, I think. Because how watch hours work is that, let me think, because I've been live streaming I think for about 3 years, so they only store data for about a year. So everything from last year rolls off. So each day you get a number of watch hours that roll off. That's sort of how it works. If that makes any sense. Have the watch hours already, just need the subs. Okay, then you're fine. Yeah, that's you kind of went the same route that I went, which isn't a very common route. Like I got like watch hours right away, but I was slow on the subs. But usually it's the other way around. Usually for most channels, everybody gets like, the channels get all the subs they need, but they don't get the watch hours. So, thank you. You've made me no longer a lone duck in that category. Okay, I think I'm going to drive. Actually, I'll go to the dry dock way over here, and I'll drive around normally. I could probably launch the transport truck off of the side here, but I don't know. I don't think, because it's snowing, I might split. So I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to use my dock. Just back over here somewhere. There's a dock there too, but I think that's gonna be a problem. So, oh, and I guess I should say, because I had I wasn't live streaming, I was kind of concerned that I would actually lose people, but thankfully, people didn't drop. I did have like 605 subscribers since the last time I was live streaming, so I did lose a few people, but I'll get people back. I'd probably be more concerned if I lost, like, I don't know, everyone. I was like, no. Okay. But I think as long as you're doing, you know, you got a good community that enjoys your stuff, you can kind of step away for a bit. But the other thing too is I left posts to let people know that I wasn't feeling good, and I've been keeping in contact with a few of my community members, like Grave and stuff like that, and Rocket. So just to let people know that I'm still around and just have to take care of my health. Oddly enough, there's a World of Warcraft live streamer that I watch. I forget her name now. Wow, Grandma. I think she's like about, like, I think she said she's like 87 years old, and she does live streams on Twitch, and I watch her. And oddly enough, she broke her arm at the same time I did, or damaged my arm at the same time. And then when my arm started feeling better, her arm started feeling better. But I feel bad because she still ended up live streaming, regardless of her arm. But mind you, she was playing a different game. She was playing World of Warcraft. But I find, like, with Farming Simulator, you really need to have two hands operational, because you got to do your left click, your right click, and you got to do this and that. But with World of Warcraft, she had everything programmed to one mouse, and she programmed the mouse, or had the mouse programmed to do everything that she needed to do in the game. So technically she was still able to live stream. Yeah, Gravy and I have been talking quite a bit on Discord, saying hello and having the odd conversation and making sure that I'm still alive. But yeah, I thought it was kind of weird. So I never experienced anything like that, but it was in my it was in my right arm, and my right arm I would have to say is my weakest arm. I remember when I was like, I think I was 8 years old, and I had a situation where, let me think here. Yeah, so it was in the summer, and I was riding my bike in the neighborhood, and I went to put the bicycle down, and just by that action I dislocated my shoulder, or not my shoulder, my elbow on my right arm, and I didn't even know that I had done it. It was kind of weird. until I looked at my arm and I noticed that it was just dangling there. And I couldn't really lift it up. So it was kind of weird. Oh darn. No! I did this all wrong. I'm just gonna probably pull the truck off here. But yeah, so I'm a little bit more protective of my right arm, because I've had some weird stuff happen with it in my lifetime. But thankfully I am actually a left-hander. So I actually write with my left, so it doesn't stop me from writing anything if my right hand goes out of commission or my right arm goes out of commission. So yeah. But now it's fully functional, operational until something else weird goes wrong with it. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I think I'm gonna, once I sell these, I think I'm probably gonna call it a live stream. What are we up to? We're up to 3 hours. I think I usually do 3-hour live streams. See, I'm learning everything all over again. Learning how to play farming simulator. I'm learning how to live stream all over again. For the most part, I think I did fairly well getting back up into doing stuff. I couldn't get on the kick though, I have to fix that. But I was going to try fiddling with it tonight, but I think I'll do that, make that a chore for tomorrow. I need a new streaming key, I think. I sort of wish I was right-handed. Oh, you can do left and right. Oh wait. I can write with both hands, but my main hand, the right hand. Yeah, I can't do both hands. I sort of wish that I was right-handed, because when you write, you smudge. Like, especially if you're using a pencil or a gel pen, sometimes you smudge. It's kind of weird. Smudge the paper, unless it dries quick. Okay, let's jump into that. Oh. I just, for some reason, my truck is not moving. Oh, I hit the parking brake, that's why. There we go. I forgot there was a parking brake. Come on. Let's So I think I probably have at least one more live stream on this map, and then I'll have everything sold. I think. So. But yeah, it's been about, I think, 3 hours, so I think I'm gonna call a live stream, guys. And I will see you guys all in the next one. So good news! I'm all back to normal, so to be able to see me live streaming more than what I have been in the past 3 months. So, and thanks for everyone for popping in and saying hello and making sure I'm all right. And we'll see you guys in the next one, okay? Ambidextrous. It's good to be ambidextrous, I think. All right. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.